Hello, my loves. How are you doing? Today we are going to do a random fact generator again because I love it. And I hope you do too. Let me know if you don't, or if you do. Shed Iran is with us today as well, with Rupert Grint. Humor. Okay, let's just walk straight into it, right? It takes around 3,000 cows to supply enough leather for a full season's worth of NFL footballs. That's unethical as hell. I think we have screaming kids outside again. Okay, scientific studies suggest that procrastination is less a result of laziness or poor time management and more likely a result of poor mood management. That's interesting. After a woman told him his shoes were too expensive for kids, Shaquille O'Neal walked away from a $40 million deal with Reebok in order to sign one with Walmart. Shaq brought in designers from Reebok to make his Walmart shoes nicer than their price tag. That's nice. There's a place in the Pacific known as Point Nemo. At certain times of the day, it's closer to the International Space Station than to any land mass. That's scary as shit. I think some of these we have already read, but that's fine, right? Alaska has a longer coastline than the other 49 states put together. Wow. The old distress signal SOS does not stand for Save Our Souls or Save Our Ships. The letters SOS were chosen because they're the easiest Morse code letters to remember and use. 3 dots, 3 dashes, 3 dots. A restaurant in Pensacola, Florida, called McGuire Irish Pub has more than $500,000 worth of dollar bills hanging from the walls and ceilings. Why? 40 is the only number that is spelled with letters arranged in alphabetical order. I love that someone has had the free time to look into this. I love it. I love that fact. Wow. One teaspoon of soil contains more microorganisms than there are people on the entire planet. That is weird. The first book ever written with a typewriter was The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. The longest wedding veil on record stretched 22,843 feet, which is more than 4 miles long. I'm on the metric system, so I don't know how long that is, but it sounds very long. A howler monkey's tail is about 5 times as long as the length of his body, and his howls heard from up to 3 miles away. Wow. 5 times as long as the body. That tail is weird. The grizzly bear is the state animal of California, even though one hasn't been spotted there since 1922. Henry Heimlich demonstrated his life-saving Heimlich maneuver countless times, but never used it in a real scenario until he was 96 years old. He died later that year. I get goosebumps from that every time I read it. Even though the Statue of Liberty is on Liberty Island, which belongs to New York, it is actually located closer to the land mass of New Jersey. The IRS does not accept checks for more than $100 million. If you happen to owe more than that, you either need to spread the payment over multiple checks or consider a form of electronic payment. That will never be a problem for me. There are around 200 corpses on Mount Everest, many of which are used as markers for climbers. That's awful. That's awful. Pepsi gets its name from pepsin, the digestive enzyme found in such products as Pepsid AC. The inventor of the Pepsi drink Caleb Bradham, believed it was a healthy drink that helped with digestion. Wow. The world's shortest tree is the dwarf willow, which lives in cold regions such as the Arctic tundra. It rarely grows more than a few inches high. That's so cute. Before becoming a famous painter, Bob Ross was a military drill sergeant. Star quarterback Brett Favre's first career completion in the NFL was to himself for a loss of 7 yards. I don't understand that at all. James Patterson was the first ever writer to exceed 1 million sales in ebooks. Babies are born with around 300 bones, but some of these will eventually fuse together, which is why the adult body only has 206 bones. That is impressive. So weird. The best estimates suggest that around 205,000 tons of gold have been mined throughout history. This means that if you were to take all of the gold ever mined and press it into a cube, the resulting cube would only be about 22 meters wide on each side. That's really interesting. That's not a lot. Okay. We have read these. tree with the largest trunk is the African baobab, which can grow close to 50 feet in diameter, a circumference of 155 feet. I feel so stupid sometimes when I can't pronounce words, but I'm not an English speaker. It's not my mother tongue, at least. Let's do one more. We've read this one, but it's in 2013, a surgeon in the UK was convicted of assault after branding his initials into two patients' livers during a transplant. So beyond unethical and weird and disgusting. But hey, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you will get a really nice rest of your day if you're continuing the day. And if you're sleeping, I hope that you will get the best sleep of your life.